Have you ever really stopped to think about how um, that package arrives in your doorstep?
Yeah, or even just, your morning coffee beans.
Exactly. How does it get from maybe halfway across the world right to your kitchen? It often feels like this hidden process.
It really does. But behind the scenes, businesses are constantly scrambling and evolving to keep everything moving. The whole global landscape is just incredibly fast-paced.
And that brings us to our topic today. We're going to peel back the layers on something huge: digital supply chain transformation.
And it's more than just buzzwords or new software, isn't it? It's really a fundamental rethinking of how industries work.
Yeah, bringing together all these cutting-edge technologies to make supply chains, well, faster, smarter.
And way more reliable, more resilient, really.
So in this deep dive, we're planning to unpack the main ideas, the big benefits, and look at some real examples of this transformation in action.
And we're drawing insights from the Guide to Digital Supply Chain Transformation.pdf document primarily.
Right. Our goal here is to give you a clear picture, cut through the jargon, without just throwing tons of data at you.
Definitely. By the end, you should have a really solid grasp of how these digital tools are reshaping things.
Leading to efficiencies you might not expect, and opening up completely new ways of doing things.
Exactly. New possibilities.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. First things first. What exactly is this digital supply chain transformation we're talking about?
Well, for a long time, supply chains were pretty traditional, kind of
A
linear,
bit siloed, maybe.
reactive.
Yeah, exactly. Fragmented, reactive. But like our guide points out, those old models, they're really giving way fast.
Giving way to systems that are much more agile, driven by data, and really interconnected.
It's not just a simple upgrade. It feels more like a paradigm shift in how goods move around the planet.
So how does the guide define it, this transformation?
It defines it as the integration of advanced digital technologies.
Yeah.
We're talking about the heavy hitters here.
Like data analytics, artificial intelligence AI, and the Internet of Things, or IoT. Integrating those right into the traditional supply chain processes.
So it's going beyond just digitizing paper forms, right? It's
Yeah.
about making things intelligent.
Totally. Intelligent and interconnected.
Okay, so what's the end game? What's the ultimate purpose? It's not just about speed, is it?
No, not just speed. It's about using these technologies to build a supply chain network that's genuinely smarter, more responsive.
Responsive how? Like reacting fast?
Reacting faster, yes, but also anticipating. Think real-time data sharing across the whole network, using predictive analytics to see what's coming.
Okay. So anticipating demand shifts or potential problems.
Exactly. And also using automation, lots of automation, to optimize operations, cut costs.
And ultimately make better, faster decisions based on actual data, not just guesswork.
Precisely. The goal is a system that doesn't just react, but, proactively adapts, almost like it can optimize itself instead of just following old rules.
Embedded intelligence, I like that.
Yeah.
So let's talk motivations. Why are companies pouring so much money and effort into this? What are the big payoffs? The first one, our source highlights, seems huge. Enhanced visibility and transparency.
Oh, absolutely. This is often the starting point. We're talking about being able to see everything end to end.
How does that actually work? What technologies enable that?
Well, you've got things like IoT sensors, right?
Yeah.
Embedded in shipments or on pallets, RFID tags, and then cloud-based platforms that bring all that data together.
So you can track a shipment, not just vaguely, but know exactly where it is.
Exactly. Minute-by-minute tracking, monitoring inventory levels in real time down to the individual item, analyzing how your suppliers are performing instantly.
Wow. And the guide mentions this helps spot bottlenecks.
Yeah, crucially, it lets you see those potential problems, bottlenecks, delays brewing before they become massive disruptions.
Which must improve accountability, too. Everyone can see the same data.
Definitely. It fosters a level of transparency and accountability that just wasn't possible before.
That kind of insight, that visibility, it feels like it naturally leads to the next benefit: improved efficiency and cost savings.
It's a direct link. Think about it. AI-driven analytics crunching all that data.
Finding patterns, optimizing routes.
Exactly. Process optimization tools, refining workflows, automated inventory management systems, ensuring you have exactly what you need, where you need it.
Minimizing human errors, too, I imagine.
Hugely. And ensuring really precise stock control. You move away from rough estimates to knowing almost exactly what you have. That cuts out waste from overstocking or lost sales from stockouts.
The source also mentions RPA, robotic process automation.
Right. RPA is interesting. Think of software bots that can handle those repetitive manual admin tasks.
Like data entry, invoicing.
Yeah, pulling data from an email, putting it into the main system, processing an order, tasks that are essential but time-consuming for people. RPA automates that.
So all these things together, the analytics, the automation, RPA, they optimize how you buy things, cut down on holding too much inventory.
And it all adds up to really substantial cost savings. It makes the whole operation leaner, more efficient, like a self-tuning engine.
Okay, another huge benefit, especially now it seems, greater resilience and risk management. The world feels pretty volatile.
It certainly does. And the guide makes a strong point here. A digitally transformed supply chain is just fundamentally better prepared for disruptions.
Whether that's, I don't know, geopolitical issues, natural disasters.
Or even just unexpected spikes in demand like we saw recently, a digital system has more agility baked in.
How does AI help with the risk part?
Well, you have these advanced risk assessment tools. They use AI to chew through massive amounts of data, historical trends, real-time news, weather patterns, you name it.
To actually predict potential disruptions.
Yeah. Predicts them and give you actionable insights so you can maybe reroute shipments or line up alternative suppliers before the crisis fully hits.
The guide also mentions blockchain for security. How does that fit in?
Blockchain adds a layer of security and trust. It creates this tamper-proof shared ledger for transactions.
So everyone sees the same record, and it can't be secretly changed.
Exactly. It's great for verifying where products came from, preventing fraud, creates this immutable digital fingerprint for every step. That builds trust and improves continuity, knowing the data is reliable.
Okay, so we have visibility, efficiency, resilience. But ultimately, this has to benefit the end customer, right?
Absolutely. That's a key outcome. Enhanced customer experience.
How so? Faster delivery?
Faster delivery, definitely. But also improved order accuracy, getting the right thing to the right person, and it enables more personalized services, too.
Personalize how?
Well, think AI-powered chatbots for instant support, 294/7. Or self-service portals where customers can track orders or resolve simple issues themselves.
Proactive issue resolution. Sounds good.
Yeah, sometimes the system can flag a potential delay and notify the customer, maybe offer a solution before they even notice. Plus, that real-time demand data we talked about, it helps businesses adjust inventory quickly, minimize those annoying delivery delays. All of that builds brand loyalty. Happy customers stick around.
And one last major benefit area, which is becoming increasingly important. Sustainable and ethical practices.
Yes, this is where digital tools can have a really profound impact. Our source explains how these technologies let businesses track sustainability metrics much more effectively.
Like carbon emissions.
Carbon emissions, energy use in warehouses, even ethical sourcing practices. Tracking it all with a precision that was really hard before.
Can AI help monitor suppliers, too?
Yeah.
Ensure they're meeting standards?
It can. There are AI-powered tools that assess supplier compliance with environmental regulations, labor laws, providing objective data, not just relying on self-reporting.
And logistics optimization. Does that help sustainability?
Big time. AI-enabled smart logistics doesn't just find the fastest route, it can find the most fuel-efficient one. Optimizing routes, reducing empty miles that cuts fuel consumption and shrinks the carbon footprint.
So it helps companies meet their green goals and improve their corporate social responsibility.
Exactly. It aligns business efficiency with sustainability goals, as the guide clearly points out.
Okay, so we've got a good handle on the what and the why. But let's talk about the how. Where does the rubber meet the road? Let's look at some specific applications in action.
Sounds good.
First up, predictive analytics for demand forecasting. You touched on this, but let's dig deeper.
Right. This is a classic use case. AI and machine learning models analyze, well, everything. Past sales, market trends, economic indicators, social media buzz, even weather forecasts.
To predict what people are going to buy.
With remarkable accuracy. And the impact is huge. Companies can adjust their production schedules way more precisely, manage inventory so much better.
Meaning fewer stockouts because you didn't make enough, or less waste from making too much.
Exactly. It's moving from informed guessing to data-driven forecasting. A massive difference.
Okay, next. IoT and smart warehousing. This sounds like the physical warehouse getting a digital brain.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, you're integrating sensors everywhere, using automated guided vehicles, AGVs, little robots moving things around.
And AI controlling it all through a warehouse management system.
The guide gives great examples, like smart shelves with weight sensors. They know exactly how much product is left and can automatically trigger a restock order.
No more manual counting.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And you have AI-powered robots doing the picking and packing, often much faster and more accurately than humans can, especially for repetitive tasks.
So the benefits are speed, accuracy.
Speed, accuracy, reduced labor costs, better use of space. It makes the warehouse incredibly efficient, almost self-managing in some ways.
Now, for certain industries, trust is everything. Blockchain for supply chain security comes in here.
Definitely. Think pharmaceuticals, luxury goods, even food safety. You need to know the product is authentic and hasn't been tampered with.
And blockchain provides that immutable ledger we talked about.
Exactly. It enhances traceability, security, trust. Our source shows how it's used to authenticate where a product truly came from, fighting fraud and counterfeiting. Every time it changes hands, it's recorded, locked in, creates an unalterable chain of custody.
Fascinating. Then there's something called digital twins for process optimization. This sounds complex, like a simulation.
It is, essentially. You create a virtual, dynamic replica of your actual physical supply chain network.
A digital copy.
A constantly updated digital copy. And the amazing thing is, you can use this twin to run simulations, test out different strategies.
Before doing it for real.
Precisely. You could test a new warehouse layout virtually, see how a port closure in Asia might impact your deliveries in Europe, model the effect of switching suppliers, all in the digital world first.
So you can find the best approach without expensive real-world trial and error.
Exactly. It provides incredible foresight for strategic planning and optimization.
Okay, getting closer to the delivery end. Autonomous vehicles and drones. This feels very futuristic, but it's happening now, right?
It absolutely is. Maybe not everywhere yet, but companies like Amazon, FedEx, they're seriously investing in drone delivery, especially for that last mile.
Getting packages from the local hub to your house.
Yeah. Improving speed, potentially cutting costs in dense areas, and self-driving trucks are being tested for longer hauls between distribution centers.
So this could really shake up logistics.
It's poised to. Faster, potentially cheaper, maybe even greener deliveries if routes and fuel are optimized by AI.
And knitting all these different players and systems together. Cloud-based collaboration platforms must be key.
Absolutely essential. These platforms act like a central hub, like a shared workspace for everyone involved.
Suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, everyone.
Everyone. They can all log in, share real-time data, work together on forecasts, track inventory levels, process orders, all from one place, anywhere in the world.
So no more endless email chains and out-of-date spreadsheets.
Hopefully less of that. It ensures everyone's working off the same current information. It streamlines the whole network, reduces those communication delays and errors.
So looking even further ahead now, the guide points towards the next frontier, the rise of cognitive supply chains. What does cognitive mean here?
It means moving beyond just digital or automated. Cognitive supply chains, powered by really advanced AI and big data analytics, they're designed to be self-learning, adaptive.
Self-learning, like they figure things out on their own.
To a large extent, yes. They need much less manual human intervention. Imagine a supply chain that automatically reroutes ships if it detects a storm is brewing.
Okay.
Or reorders parts because it noticed a surge in positive comments about a product on social media, predicting higher demand.
Wow.
Or even renegotiates terms with the supplier based on their real-time performance data. All happening automatically, continuously optimizing itself.
A supply chain that can actually think and adapt on the fly.
That's the vision. Learning, evolving, becoming more efficient over time without constant human tweaking.
So bringing this all together,
Yeah.
why should someone listening care about all this? Why does understanding digital supply chain transformation matter to, the average person?
Well, because it gives you incredible insight into a really critical part of the global economy that's changing incredibly fast.
It's not just some abstract corporate thing. It directly impacts, everything, doesn't it?
It really does. What's available when you go shopping, how quickly your online orders arrive, even the environmental impact of the brands you buy from, it's all tied into this.
It's happening all around us, affecting daily life.
Absolutely.
Right now.
So, maybe a final thought to leave people with. Given everything we've discussed, this incredible pace of change, how else might these digital supply chain technologies weave themselves into our everyday lives? Beyond just getting packages faster, what other possibilities are out there?
That's a great question to ponder. Think about personalization, sustainability, access. The potential is huge.
And if you're listening and want to learn more, stay ahead in this field.
Yeah, our source materials mention ASCM Houston. They're a really valuable resource.
Right. They offer professional development, industry insights, networking.
Yeah.
Great for anyone in the supply chain world or just interested in it. A good community to connect with.
Definitely worth checking out if you want to dive deeper. Okay, I think that wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.